Hey, Bayek. Hey, it's me, it's Ian. And I'm doing my second film review. And, well, this is it. This is what I'm going to review. It's The Dead Zone from 1983. And I've got a real passion for this film. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to take you and show you why I do love this film. We'll take a look at it. Okay, so let's begin. Don't forget, if you like this stuff that I'm rambling on about, then give it a like. Or don't bother, whatever you want to do. So where shall I start? I'll start talking about rambling reviews like I ramble on. And the film that I really love is The Dead Zone. It's a great Stephen King story, which is directed by Cronenberg. And you're going, Cronenberg? Yep, Cronenberg. He's gone more mainstream, let's look at it like that. From being the sort of off-centre horror director into actual Hollywood mainstream. And he has produced a really, really good film as well here. Let's look at Stephen King. He is a really good author. I mean, if you've read his books, you realise I think, there's these snobs going, hey, he's not a proper writer, he's not literary, hey, it's horror. But he's a bloody good writer, I'll tell you. He's great. He has written so many good books. And some of them have translated really well into enjoyable films and the classics. And in other ways, I could review some of his other films. This one just, I think, I'm reviewing it more from a personal viewpoint. Sometimes you fall in love with a film, and this is one of those films that I fall in love with. But yeah, you got films that you can really enjoy still. I mean, I think Carrie is such a classic, iconic film as well. I mean, we could talk about that sometime. We might ramble away. And of course, The Shining. Oh, The Shining. What a film. But of course, Stephen King said, I don't think I like that one as much. He didn't. He said it wasn't one of his favourite adaptations because Kubrick had gone on to his own thing. But actually, it's Kubrick's best film. I could get a lot of flack there about 2001, blah, blah, blah. No, sorry. The Shining is his best film. That's it. It's just a masterpiece. 2001 may have been influential, but let's be honest, it's a bit of a bore sometimes. It really is. The snobs love it. I know. So, there's The Shining there. Oh, and Misery. What a film Misery is. Oh, blimey, Misery. Great film. I love it. Pet Sematary. Oh, and Christine, of course. Carpenter's Christine. What a film. It's great. It's lovely. It's a bit daft, but it's great. It's really good. So, let's get back to the Dead Zone. Also, what's interesting about the Dead Zone is that it was made into a television series. It went for 6 seasons. Here's actually the television series of The Dead Zone. That went for 6 seasons. Yeah, 6 seasons of Dead Zone, and it's a very different. It went off in its own direction, and it starred actually interesting. Just a bit of trivia for Michael Anthony Hall, who is perhaps most famous in The Breakfast Club. People know about The Breakfast Club. That has its certain cult following. The Breakfast Club. Michael Anthony Hall. But anyhow, Dead Zone is really good. The concepts and everything. But let's get back to the actual Dead Zone film. And the Dead Zone film, the whole narrative of the story is just beautifully woven together. You get the tension, you get the excitement, you get the dilemmas, you get everything you want in the story. And it's got a great cast. I mean, for me, the outstanding performances. Christopher Walken, obviously, is the lead. The tortured character, yes. It's just amazing. And, of course, I rather like Martin Sheen's performance. Now, doesn't it remind you of somebody? Oh, yes. But he is absolutely wonderful in that performance as the president, the mad president. The narcissistic president who wants to make history for himself. Oh, yes. Oh, he's the president. He's really good. But the story is just beautiful, how it weaves together. You know, I think in a sense, you know, it's going to not end well for him. You just know there's a tragic, it's like the Shakespearean tragedy. You know it's not going to end well. And it doesn't, of course. But in that tragedy, there is also a feeling of hope and that something could be stopped and was stopped for the good. You know, there's that sort of greater, bigger picture about it. That sounds right, but no, it's true. He did the right thing, as we say. He did the right thing. He did. There's no doubt about it. And the thing is, in the story as well, there's that beautiful atmosphere of it's gonna come. And the first part of the film is very interesting as well because it deals with the actual serial killer. And then suddenly we develop into the bigger picture about the president. And it all comes together. Also, it's a tragic love story as well. It really is. I mean, there is this guy, the girl he loves. He's going to marry her, and everything's going to be fantastic. You know, and then he wakes up after the terrible car crash. All these years have gone by, and it's different. She's found somebody else, but he's still madly in love with her. It's like, because it just happened as if it was yesterday. And that whole story is just beautifully put together. It really is. You know, I love it. It comes together. And then that is played out right through the story, really. That tragedy as well. He's already a tragic figure to some extent. And it's not his fault at all. Not his fault. It's fate, or is it fate? I don't know. But there's something there working away. And Stephen King, the master he is in the story, plays that out beautifully. And Cronenberg, such a great director, brings that to the film as well. I can't fault the direction at all. It's just put together so beautifully. It really is. It gone mainstream. But of course, he still, after this, went off in his own directions again. It still does. You have to admire a director like that because he's willing to do his own thing. And he's not going to be put off by people saying, oh, you got to do this kind of film now, you got to do that. He's a bit like Lynch, isn't he? I mean, he'll do his own thing. Nobody's going to tell him what to film or what not to film. You get certain directors who are like that, and Cronenberg is definitely one of those. But this film, I really love it. I mean, I remember when I first went to see it, It was, they used to have our local cinema on Mondays. It was £1 to get in. This is going back to 83. It was just £1 to get in on Mondays. It was really cheap. So there we are, Monday afternoon. Off I go, there, spend me £1. And I sat there and thought, blooming heck. Wow. The time just went by so quickly. I wanted to stay in. I want to stay and see it again because, hey, you're not staying in here, lad. Hey, you can't. What does they think there is? This is not a free trip, lad. So you'd paid your £1 and that was it. You're off out. But, so, the following week I went back again. And saw it again. And it was a film that, was always with me. I read the book and it's interesting because I read the book after I'd seen the film. Well, there we are. That's how much it encourages you. But I still, for many years, have followed this film. And because when I got into VHS videos, it was probably one of the early videos that I actually bought of this film when it actually came out. And then, of course, as soon as it came out on DVD, got that. And then I got the Blu-ray. And I'm waiting. Wouldn't it be great to have this on 4K? You never know. It might come out on 4K. I'm hoping so. Wouldn't it be great to have a 4K version of this? But we'll see what happens. They will come out eventually, hopefully. And so there it is, really. I really recommend this. I think it's one of Stephen King's best adaptations of a film, definitely. It's such a good film. You gotta love it, really. You can't help but love it. Anyhow, that appears to be it now, then. So, just thanks for listening, thanks for watching, or whatever you're doing while I don't know what you're doing. Don't ask. But if you like it, just like it, and I'll see you again. Or as we say, I'll see thee. Reet. Okay then. Bye.